Who wants to double their money by owning your own building by being my tenant? So I'm going to talk about how I find deals and how I've structured capital. I didn't put any of my money into this deal. You know, the name of the game is to find investors. There's two things people complain about, okay? And I want to address those complaints. So no complaints ever, okay? Man, there's no deals. I don't know where the deals are. Where are the deals? And I'm like, man, deals are everywhere. There's so many deals that I'm losing my mind because I'm so good at finding them. This was on the market. Nobody wants these deals. These kinds of deals are everywhere. There's no for lease sign. The building looks like shit. Asphalt's not been done. And half the building is vacant. 16 showings first day. Money's in the bank next day. Boom. Hi, how are you guys liking it?
Good.
Food is coming soon. Marshall, thanks for coming. Marshall is memories we have, man. I love you, and you left me. Just kidding. All right, so there's two things people complain about, okay? And I want to address those complaints, so no complaints ever, okay? First complaint from many of my friends, man, there's no deals. There's no deals, man. I don't know where the deals are. Where are the deals? And I'm like, man, deals are everywhere. There's so many deals that I'm losing my mind because I'm so good at finding them. And that's partially why I've started this community. Just so can you give a perspective, I've always partnered with people in Minnesota. Until 2019 or 20, we had about $100 million in assets in Minnesota alone. And then I met Saul, who's coming tomorrow. And then we went to town buying buildings in Chicago. And I was like, man, this is great. I don't have to do anything, man. This guy's running around doing leasing, construction. I just teach him a little bit. And then I found people all over the country and like Paul. And so all of a sudden from 100 million to today, we are like 5 million square feet. And by the way, the other thing I want to tell you guys, I was going to present on my mistakes and failures, but I said, I don't want to do it today. I want to do it tomorrow because I don't want to depress you guys. But mistakes are very important. You know, everybody who goes to the casino somehow always wins. It's like, how the hell did they build these buildings, multi-billion dollar casinos and everybody's winning? Well, guess what? Nobody talks about their losses. And so I want to talk about the losses. And my main thing is to show you guys how to not lose or how not to lose your face. Because if you have deal velocity, you know, one of these days, deals are going to maybe, you know, you're going to lose money on it. So, but today's case, I want to basically give you guys a breakdown through my case studies of how I found these deals, how I structured capital, and what we did here, okay? So this deal is my friend Andre. Andre was my first investor in 2012, and I'm so grateful for him because we bought this building for $1.8 million. And he'd never seen it, actually. He just gave me $400,000 to buy it. And we went to the bank and we financed the deal. And I agreed with him to give him 20% on his money. So I'll give you 20% on his money. He's sort of interested in real estate. He just wants to return on his money. And then 6 months later, my bank calls me and said, I can refinance you. I had a deal with Andre for a year. And Andre's like, dude, I gave you money for a year. It's 6 months. I said, all right, I'll give you $80,000. And on that deal, he made 40% on his money, but I retained. I actually own this building still. The NOI was $130,000 or so. It was half vacant. We spent money. Now, all of you, please pull out your phones, okay? Phones, put the calculator. I want you guys to understand the magic here. And as I talk about these deals, calculator, I want you guys to divide 480,000 by 8%. And I want you guys basically know, and everything, cost basis is what it cost me. We bought it for 1.8, spent 200,000.
6 mil?
Yeah. So then 6 mil minus 210, is that what the value is? That's how much money can be made with partners or whatever. So some of you can do the math in your head. But anyhow, so how did I find this deal? Brian Scholten, who's going to present tomorrow or today, I don't know. Brian Scholten was a new broker. This was a hot deal. There's two types of deals. There's hot deals and there's cold deals. I'm going to teach you guys this magic here. Hot deals, when they showed up, multiple offer situation. If you're not there, forget about it. You never see it. So if you don't have your searches set up, if you don't have the relationships with brokers, you'll never see hot deals because they don't sit there for months. There's 5 offers here. And I said, Brian, how much, what's the asking price? 1.8 million. Naturally, I'm a negotiator. I said, hey, I'll offer 1.6 million. It's like, nope, not going to get it because he's got all these 5 offers in front of him. I really want to buy the property. So how about I'll give him 1.7 million? Nope, not going to work. 1.8, okay, fine, I'll give you asking price. Like, nope, not going to work. I'm like, wait a minute. Not going to work, 1.8, okay. 1.825. And he's like, I cannot tell you the price, man. You got to freaking guess it. So a little guessing game. 1.825 above asking price. We closed. This was basically a no-brainer. It's been making 15 grand a month cash flow since 2016. But it's a great deal, right? So I'm going to talk about how I find deals and how I've structured capital. I didn't put any of my money into this deal. You know, the name of the game is to find investors. Larpenter. This was on the market. Nobody wants these deals. These kinds of deals are everywhere. Empty. 14,000 square foot single tenant building. It was on the market for, I don't know, 6 months. This is a stale deal. Asking price was 800,000. Now, I want you guys to understand the seller's position. You got an empty building, it's costing you money, taxes, whatever. And so don't be shy. Ask them to give you the price that works for you and justify it. So with vacant building, when you pass by this building 250 times, 800,000 doesn't work. No. Keep making offers. Keep asking and asking and asking, and eventually you'll get. So I said, hey, I can go 450 on this. And the listing agent was a friend of mine, Jeff. So Jeff Hagen. And Jeff was like, hey, 450 is a little too low. Let me see. And he calls me a couple of months later. You know what? If you want to take it. Now, this deal, I spent about maybe 400,000 on it. Probably cost us 850, 900,000. We cut it up into deals. It's worth about, now how much is it worth? Who's going to tell me?
1.5.
1.5. So I think somebody wants to buy it or whatever. We have it listed for sale. But it makes some money. I think cash flow maybe $5,000, $6,000. So Edina Court, this is a hot deal. This is this building right here. This building, 2016. It is a foreclosure. 50 for this whole thing was vacant and ugly. We took out the ceilings over there. A broker shows up and says, "Hey, I think I can get you into this deal." And so the story is with multiple offer situation. Again, we submitted it. Nick spoke highly of me to the receiver. It was a receiver, and 1.8 million. We closed on it. We spent about 600 grand on rehab. I raised $500,000 from my brother-in-law, 250, and from Fred Rappaport, 250. I didn't put any money. I owned 50% of the show, and 50% was owned by them. Within 8 to 9 months, I refinanced the building, paid them off, and we retained the building. What's the value of the building today at 8 cap? Well, Edina is probably 7 cap, but
7, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the building. We have a brewery now, everything. This is a Florida deal. Now, I want you guys to meet as many people and exchange cards, because I'll tell you one thing, the secret, there's deals in this room. Lots of deals in this room as long as you ask. I don't care how much you know. If you don't ask, you never receive. Ask and you shall receive. That's, I think, a biblical verse. Ask, 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 ask. Most people are scared to ask because they're scared of rejection. So they never ask, and so they never get anything. Fadia, one of our ladies in the group, in Commercial Academy, had this deal, and she's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about it. Rafik, can you spot me or whatever?" And I said, "All right, cool." And we got on the contract for $600,000. We put a new roof on it, cleaned it up. I think it's worth $1 million today. It's in Jacksonville. We had an offer at 2.8 recently. I think it's worth 2.5, but in Florida, real estate is crazy expensive now. So this is nice, 21,000 square foot, 20,000 square building with 6 bays. And this was a stale listing. So many of you, I want to train my agents and brokers to attack stale listings with vengeance so they can feed our community, okay? And I'm going to go to KW in Seattle. I'm going to go to KW in Florida. I'm going to go to every KW because I'm a KW now for that specific reason. I'm working for you because all you lazy people don't want to call on deals. I'm going to do that work for you. You don't want to raise money? Fine. I'll go to Russia and get some money from you guys. New Prague Mill. Ryan here? Crazy bastard. That guy's, he wants to get paid commissions. Like, man, buy this. What the hell is this? This is 200,000 square foot building. They're 9 acres. It's a mill. Got a mill? What do I do in it? It was vacant mill. Actually, when I was buying this property, I thought I'm going to die of COVID. I got COVID. And, this is just happening, and this is 2020. And I was, man, Ryan, I don't think I'm going to make it, man. I'm living in my basement, quarantined. I don't want to buy the property. And we had it on a contract for $500,000. I was like, man, come on, you should buy it. It's a great deal. Like all the agents tell you, it's a great deal. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? If they don't sell it for $200,000, I won't buy it. So another lesson. If you don't want the deal, always understand what's the lowest you're willing to accept, because every deal pencils at a number, even though it's mill. which I don't know, maybe it was a mistake. Tomorrow we're going to talk about mistakes. This could be a mistake, but we'll see. I have an offer on this thing for $3.5 million right now from a weed growing company. If they're actually going to get it approved, we're going to make close to $2.7 million on it. But so far, I haven't made a dime on this ugly piece of crap. Because it's been like, I can't get debt on it. That's the problem.
Is that your gross rent though?
My gross rent's at $35,000 a month, but I have to spend so much money on it. And one of the tenants actually built a shooting range. They spent $2 million on this building.
Wow.
And they're like, they hate you. Like, what? We want to buy it from you for $300,000. You can make $100,000. I'm like, no, dude, I spent so much money cleaning this thing. So the weed company's hopefully going to buy it and we'll get out. Otherwise, I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. So this deal. So this was a cold call. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say it's a cold call. Some of your agents are going to cold call on owners. And this owner was 80 years old. He actually passed recently, I heard. And this deal, we bought it for $2 million, 36,000 square foot building. We owned the building right next door then, or was it before?
We bought it right after.
Okay. So this building, the guy had a tile company, and it was off market. And we asked him to carry $200,000. So we asked him to finance down payment. And then my friend Fred put up the money. So I didn't put any money into this thing. Most of the deals you'll see, I didn't find it, and I didn't put my money into it. It's all about becoming an operator who understands how to play the game, who understands how to structure deals and how to work with investors and stuff, because every deal is down payment on the other one. And Andre lent me money. I lost money, $60,000 on this house. I was so upset because I hired a different Andre, Yunchik, who freaking screwed me on that deal, robbed me. And so I can't pay Andre off, and I'm stuck. And I know a lot of guys like, Ron, it's not my problem. You take it. And I call Andre, I'm so sorry, I can't pay you back. Can you give me 6 months? But I'll give you the interest. And I took it. I mean, you lose money, it's your responsibility. That's the difference between people who actually make it and who stay here for a couple of years and then go get a job at Wells Fargo. Nothing wrong with Wells Fargo, by the way. This right here is off-market deal. Marketplace, Craigslist. This is Craigslist, $850,000. I'm constantly looking for deals. And the old man is like, I'm not going to sell it on a regular deal. I just want to sell it on a contract for deed. 20% down. And one of my Indian friends, Vinil, funded the down payment. And so I closed on it. He paid come without down payment. We owned this thing for $850. This thing didn't work. For the first 5 years, it lost money. I feel horrible. Vanil's like, dude, what is this piece of shit property? I'm like, I'm sorry, man. There's just these tenants or whatever. So I'm like, how about this? How about I buy you out? He's like, well, what are you going to pay me? Well, you tell me. He's like, give me 12%. I give my money back. I'm out. I had no problem. So I gave him 12%. I own this thing. We didn't really do any work on it. We just kind of held it and we kept raising rents. Sold it last year for $1.6 million. Made about $700,000 of profit or whatever. Because we had the contract was paid down. So this was one of those accumulation, but off market, money from an investor. You follow the kind of a pattern here. This deal, 150,000 square foot building. This deal is a 2 tequila bottles deal. Kevin was actually graceful enough to lend me $1 million. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you. I love you. For the rest of my life, $8.6 million purchase price, $2 million down payment. Now, I don't know many of you guys, but carrying $2 million in your bank, I didn't have $2 million. So I said, I have these two guys that wanted to invest with me. And I said, guys, I have this beautiful deal. If you give me $500,000 a piece, I'll put you in the deal and we can buy this thing together. I'll give you 25% because I do a 50-50 split with my investors. But because I deliver so much a return, I double their money. And so I knew this building was worth about $12 to $13 million. The NOI was low because it had vacancy, but we fixed the vacancy. We found a tenant in the due diligence. Long story short, Kevin gave me $1 million and I pledged my membership units as a collateral. So that was my $1 million down payment. And then I brought two guys to my house. We had some soup and I actually got involved with this drink called Clase Azul. Anybody knows Clase Azul? Clase Azul is like, it's like a freaking honey. It's a tequila. So I'm like, you guys have never tried this. So I get them drunk. We go to sauna. We're warm. Everything's great. And as they're leaving, they're nice. They're fun. I'm like, are you guys getting invested? Yeah, we invest. Here's a bottle for you. Here's a bottle for you. Money's in the bank next day. Boom. We stabilized the property in 6 months. In 9 months, we refinanced it. I gave them their money back. How do you get really, really excited investors? How do you get investors that will always want to work with you? Over deliver. Offer something, but then give them something more. I mean, it never happens. It's the opposite. So these guys get their money back. I'm like, by the way, I'll pay you cash flow. And then Pavel had some personal issues. Like, man, can you buy me out? Now he's got his money back, by the way. He gave me $500,000. He got his $500,000 back 8 months later. And then I'm like, all right, well, what do you want? It's like, well, $500,000. I did my math. I'm like, $500,000 is good. I said, all right, I'll do it. So I called my banker friend and said, look, I got a $13 million appraisal. Can you give me a second mortgage for $500,000 so I can pay off this guy? Like, no problem. $500,000 cost me $2,500. No big deal. So I bought him out. And of course, I forgot about Ilya, the second guy. And Ilya's like, what the hell are you doing? You're encumering the property, buying him out. That's not fair. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about you. How about I buy you out too? I said, all right, I'll give you, so 12%, 12.5 a piece. So I gave him 15%. I made him 15% owner. And Ilya, about a month ago, I just gave him $700,000. And he was getting the cash flow the whole time. I think we've owned this thing for 4 years. So again, no money out of pocket, you guys. No money out of pocket. Tremendous value. And Rustam's got it listed for how much?
15 million. We got a couple of offers at 14, but they have a very greedy seller. Doesn't want to let.
Dude, when I buy properties, like $120 a foot, dude. When I have to sell, dude, $150 a foot, $100 a foot, it should be 15.3. I give you $300,000 discount. Stop it. Replacement cost of this thing is like 25 million. Milwaukee Tech Center. This is the first really, really big deal we did with the Saul. Rajab was a part of that deal. He actually slept there. He lived there. 165,000 square feet, 15 acres. Andre was kind enough to lend us some money. We actually put money into this deal, me and Saul, $250 a piece. Andre gave us $1 million, bought it for $1.5 million. We spent $3.3, maybe $4 million on the rehab. It's got a parking now, truck parking, about 4 acres. And so like, hey, I want to buy a balance. I want to sell it. I was like, I don't want to sell it. Ryan, let's go. Let's buy it. Buy it all out, man. You wanted the parking? You don't have to buy it. It's all right there. So this thing is NOI is about $1 million. What is the 8 cap value, please?
12.7.
So $13 million appraisal we have on this thing, and our base is about $8 million. And Andre is still a partner in that deal. And I was like, Andre, maybe we should buy Soul out. Give him some money. Andre's thinking about it. Andre, think quick because Ryan might buy it. It's okay. Now, this is a very unique situation. This is one of those, we negotiated this for 5 years. This is thanks to Pino. Greg Pino is really a master of the game, and the structure here was pretty exciting. So, value of this property was 1.8 million appraised. So now we are hustlers. Right? Every time something is appraised, I naturally want to buy it for 1 million or 1.2. And so we keep going to this guy, and this Paul Seaton is a red hat, MAGA hat wearing Republican. Is like, no, I want 2 million or get out of my way. But then we had a tenant who wanted the truck repair facility, 4 acres. I think they do truck parking too, which, by the way, this could be another deal that we talked about. I think the guy's saying, so we sold this same day for 2.7 million. We bought it for 2, we sold it for 2.7, but we sold it on a contract for deed. The guy was unfinanceable and he doesn't want to pay interest, so we extended it for like 5 years or maybe 5 years or something. Long story short, I walked away from a closing with 560,000 because what I did here is I asked the bank to finance 1.5 million, but I negotiate with Paul that I give him $1.1 million day one, and I'll give him a $900,000 junior loan against another property that I want at 3% interest only to get the numbers to work. And so he actually, I got a $1.5 million first mortgage, $400,000 was credited to me because Paul only took 1.1 million. But I have a whole class on it, and I think we'll make a video where I go break it down, where you can actually make money buying properties that are underpriced if you structure it correctly. So a lot of it is in a deal structure. Now, Rustam raised his rent, so my cash flow is actually $5,000 a month. So can't complain about that. So this one, I actually forgot what we bought it for. Brian, how much we buy it for?
1.7.
1.7. Right, so something like that.
Something like that.
So again, we bought this thing for 1.7. We sold it for
3, not 2.
3. Okay, 2.7. So again, I don't end up getting old. But the good thing is we got this under contract, and Brian was Jeff Salzburn, Brian's partner, and I. We went for it, and Jeff actually provided the cap. I think we went 3 ways on it. I don't remember who provided the cap.
1 into it.
Oh, 1031 into it. So anyhow, so we sold it for 3. We now own a tower in St. Louis that's not rented. By the way, do not invest with people outside of this community. I'll tell you that. I'm kicking myself because they'll take your money and won't return your calls. How would you feel, Alexander, if somebody took your money, $1.2 million, and doesn't return your calls?
Great.
All right?
I'll do it now.
So just fucking,
What did you know?
whose fault is it? I'm like, it's my fault, not his fault.
Put him on.
Like Greg says, you say, it's not Snake's fault that it's a snake. It's your dumbass fault that you're playing with snakes. Because this guy is a sloth, not a snake. Off market, cold call. So Saul is a cold calling machine. I have wholesalers here, cold calling deals, right? Guy's older, occupies the building, is basically going to retire. He actually had cancer and passed after we bought it. But we bought it for $900,000. $900,000, 41,000 square feet. Our NOI right now is $258,000. Appraisal is at 3.1, so we listed at 3.1. I'm happy to get rid of it at 2.6. But we just bought another building in that neighborhood, so I'm like, maybe we'll just keep it. But I need money to maybe buy out Andre. So I owe 1.5 on it. If it sells for $3 million, it should be at $1.5 million. But so again, how do we find a deal? Off market, cold call, right? And capital-wise, 900,000. I think I put my money. I don't think I raised money on it. I think we did ourselves. Now, when you start making money, you get lazy, which sucks. You should never be lazy, and so you start putting your own money into these deals. So please don't be lazy. Don't put your money in the deals. Raise it always, okay? Tigers, Colorado. My friend Kevin is from Colorado, and I'm a Tiger, so we're both Tigers. Like, man, Tigers, Colorado. Boom, we bought this thing. I said, Kevin, I got this smoking deal, man. We should buy it. He's like, no problem. So Kevin actually funded the entire down payment. And it was his first investment. And we did really well with it because we made about $1 million. I was going to convert it into a truck parking, by the way. 7 acres, visibility, like a repair facility and everything. I had these amazing plans. I was, sleepless nights creating the designs and plans. And then the tenant's like, I'm not leaving. I want to stay. I said, well, you want to stay and then pay me more. And they said, well, we want to improve the property. So we actually, Rajab did a good job painting, cleaning it. And then I called Mark Robinson, my friend, and he's like, dude, I can sell it for $4 million. You want to clip $1 million? I said, sure, why not? Kevin will be happy. My job is to make Kevin happy. And we sold it, I think, 18 months later. We did an IRR calculation. I think Kevin made 38%, but he never took the money. So we 1031'd it into a 150,000 square foot industrial facility in Cleveland, and now it's generating cash flow. We bought it for $4.5 million. It's worth, how much is it worth now? That problem. $7 million, yeah. So it's all about, like, why am I showing you all these deals? I want to show you guys basically what's possible and how these deals work, because they're everywhere. Like there's a movie about this boy. He's like, I see dead people. Remember that movie?
Yes.
And so I go and I'm like, I see ugly buildings everywhere. You see? And then you see the ugly buildings and you make it unugly and people pay you for it. And that's what we do. This is a $1 million office building. I bought, I think NOI is 191. One of my employee partners' cousins is a partner in it. And she did an excellent job because I kind of freeze. Sometimes what happens is if you don't have a project manager on the property and you got too much going on, you get eyes off the ball and it starts sort of not doing well. So I'm like, how about this? You run the show and whatever we make over 1.5, we'll split it. So now she's done a great job. Now this thing is actually worth, how about this 9 cap? Tell me what the value is at 9 cap. By the way, anybody who wants to invest from Florida, please, anything is for sale. 8 cap. There's no 8 caps in Florida. You're like, hey, talk to me. I'll sell you some buildings. You can retire tomorrow.
Seattle.
Seattle, no 8 cap, right? But 8 cap industrial buildings, dude. 50% replacement cost, bro. So much opportunity. This is a 27,000 square foot building. This is one of my second buildings, I think, I bought. I bought it for 1.8 million. And I learned something on this building. I spent $450,000 to build a school, 10,000 square foot school for 10 years. I was so excited. I made it big. And 6 months after I spent $450,000 and built the school, right? It's like a bunch of classrooms or whatever. Government shut down their payments program. Right? They had a $90 million business gone. So now I have this ugly ass build out that nobody needs. And I should have sued them, but I just let them go. And we chopped it up and spent a lot of money on it afterwards. But now it's basically generating $400,000 of NOI. And it's my brother-in-law has a clinic in there, and my wife has a clinic in there too. So it's a medical office building in Edina. And so I think we're just going to keep it. We have an MRI going in there right now too.
Can you change the address on that?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Change the address to, oh yeah, that's a bad, like, I was talking to a Chinese lady. She's like, don't invest. 444 is like a close number. and then I talked to some African guys like, man, Jack, 444 is the best number. That's why you made so much money. Like, dude, it's all depends on where you are, man. I'm an optimist, so I listen to what kind of service. But I remember talking to a Chinese investor, and she was like, no, bad. Seneca Holdings. Off market, somehow, I don't know who got it for us, and we bought it for, I don't know, $700,000. We spent some money on it. And it was just a cash flowing asset. It made like $3-4 grand a month. Fred Rappaport, a friend of mine, and partner, put up the money, and we kept it for a while until we sold it for 1.2. I think we made $200,000 a piece. This is a foreclosure. The fun story about this property, we bought it for $600,000 in foreclosure. This guy, Eugene, a wholesaler, brings it to me. He's like, hey, I got a deal. I go there, I look at it, and then for whatever reason, the deal didn't work out. And but I met the owner. Now, one thing I'll tell you guys, always be nice, always look nice, always smell nice, so people have a good feeling about you, so they call you back. So 6 months later, the owner's like, man, come buy the building. I'm like, great. Wholesaler, Eugene, he's a Ruski, brought me the deal, and he kind of gone. He's nowhere, I thought you guys probably know him.
Gene?
Gene, yeah. So I call him. I'm like, hey, dude, I got a closing tomorrow. He's like, oh, yeah, go on. What? That strip mall you sent me. He said, wow, great, thank you. And he was gone. So I'm like, dude, bring me an invoice, put a suit and tie, and I'm going to pay you. And so he was so excited. He was driving Uber, and the business was not great. And I gave him $20,000. He was late. I have a picture on my Facebook with the $20,000. I'm like, maybe. If you want to find deals, I'll always pay you. Make sure this is Eugene's story. Now it's $170,000 of NOI. I think it's worth about $2.1 million or so. And we have about $700,000 maybe of debt on it. It's been a really good cash flow. And Rustam did a great job. Now, here's the other thing. You buy an ugly building. What do you do with it? Cold the shit out of the area to get a daycare. Because it was a daycare. We put a daycare in there for 10 grand a month, and they've been there ever since. And they might even buy the building from us if we want to sell it. All right, any questions so far? I'm kind of going fast. I don't want to take a lot of time. I don't want to bore you guys with all these deals. But I hope you notice there's a lot of deal velocity here. We don't sit, we got deals. We're doing deals. Yes, sir.
I'm also thinking, how did you know right away this is a deal, and what know your tenant was and your next play with?
So, one thing I tell my students, my mentees, is that if I can teach you one thing, one skill that is the best skill you can get, is recognizing trash from a diamond, right? It's understanding a deal, right? But then also, the deal is not in the property itself. Property is only a part of the deal. The other part of the deal is structure. So understanding the seller's situation, seller's motivation. Like in this property, for example, the seller is a sophisticated apartment guy. Actually, Drew is here. Is Drew here? Oh, yeah. So I actually took $1 million of Drew's inheritance here. Drew's dad, the seller, came here and he sees it. I'm like, man, he was scared for me. Like, I come to the showing and the building looks bad. He's got apartments. He's a very rich guy and he's bought this shopping center. He's like, man, this building is cursed. I can't get a tenant here, man. I don't know what's wrong here. I'm like, man, you're selling good, man. I almost don't want to buy it. I'm scared of it. $1.7 million purchase price. I said, I'll give you 50 grand down. Give me a CD. It's like, nah, 50 is too low. Give me 100. I said, fine, I'll give you 100 grand down. So 100 grand down, 6% or interest only for like 5 years. And there's no for lease sign. The building looks like shit. Asphalt's up and done. And half the building is vacant. And when we called on the for lease sign, nobody responded. So there was asleep behind the wheel. So Sean is a partner in the deal right now. And I'm like, Sean, let's go. List this everywhere. And I asked the guy, I want to list it in due diligence so we can see what we can do. 16 showings first day. 16 showings first day. I was like, Blake, I don't know who you hired to manage or to lease this property. Fire them. But thank you for hiring them because now we made, I think this thing's worth $3 million today. So we spent about $400,000 on it. And we had it sold pending at 3.4, 3.5. And then they asked for $200,000 discount. I'm like, nah, get the hell out of here. We'll keep it. So we still keep it in, but off-market deal, contract for deed, 50 grand down. And then we pulled money together. And then we actually brought a tenant, one of our tenants who put a coffee shop and spent $400,000 this day. We brought him in as a partner. We love partnering with our tenants. And if one, so I went to Grant Cardone's event and he's a money-raising machine. This is good for you to know. Every single tenant, hey, if you want to buy into your property, we will love to have you as an investor. We love our investors. Number one, tenants will know that they're partners of the building, which is great. Number two, they get 8% of their money, pref. And you appraise it at 8 cap, which is a really good deal. And I did the math already. Here's my slogan. I'm going to go all out. Who wants to double their money by owning your own building by being my tenant? So the math works where if you invest in a building that I own, you will double your money in 5 years or you will quadruple your money in 10 years. I'll pay you 8% preferred return. The valuation of the building is at 8 cap. And what happens is appreciation, property will increase by at least 3%, which is low, by the way. It's going to increase higher. And there's debt amortization. So between the appreciation, debt amortization, you gain another 7% while I'm giving you 8% monthly. And I said, look, I will have you work with me, but I'm not going to lend you more than what your rent is. So then you have no risk. You have a lease with me. I owe you money and it's a wash. So go ahead, Paul.
No, the genius of it is it allows you to have higher rent.
Yeah, because like dude, my value goes up. It doesn't really impact me.
Be very aggressive on their rent, which will in turn increase the value of the building. So
Yes, sir.
How do you structure that type of deal legally? Like, is it a GPLP?
Oh, he's LP, yeah. He's a friends and family because there's a prior relationship. But you can do it 506C.
It's a C.
Well, most of my tenants are accredited. I could probably do a B as well, but I don't want to mess with it just in case. So, yes.
Are they the same percentage owner of the LLC as like their percentage of the mall?
No more than that. They can be listed, but no more.
Okay.
By design.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess it also depends on the loan structure and who's going to be.
As long as, so this is what very important. If you want to make sure your loan covenants, like you have to own 20% or more, but I always have LPs. I always have 50% of the building owned by others, right? And so again, one thing that you want to check is that you don't have any triggers for your loan. But if somebody's interested, so I'm equity rich, but I'm always cash poor. And so I'm like, man, if I just go and sell 25% of my portfolio to my tenants, my dear tenants who I love and take care of, and they're going to be my partners now, guess what? I'm no longer broke. I'm now wealthy, proper cash money, right? No.
paying the interest rate occurring.
I'm assuming that we bought the building. I'm assuming we stabilized it. I'm assuming we valued it. So here's what happens. We stabilize the building because we need cash. We sell the building. We lose control of the building. We lose upside. We have to pay taxes. But if we sell proportionate amounts, the other thing I want to bake in there is 15% buyback. I said, look, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you leave or whatever. If you want to leave, I want to have the option to buy your shares back at 15%.
But with their percent. Are you paying them 8% or you're accruing that on?
If you have 8 pref, if you have a building that's valued at 8 cap and you have a 6% interest rate on it, you should be able to generate more than 8% cash on cash return. So you can easily pay their pref.
You're paying their.
You pay the pref.
It's not accruing.
No.
And the LLC is paying their pref, so technically they're paying a portion of it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is, I'll say, dear tenant, pay my rent. Here,
Yeah, it goes from one pocket to the other, right?
Yeah.
Rent and then receive their returns.
That's what I got out of
You
Uncle
make
G.
money, and then you make money on the.
I'm telling you, I was just like, dude, this is like amazing.
How does Uncle G does if he got regular multi-tenant,
Apartment.
apartment tenants?
Well, he raises 50 to 100,000. He's a system. So this building was listed on the market. So again, I could talk to you until my face turns blue, right? But once you sit on the coaching calls, once you listen to Jason, Alexandra, well, Alexandra's on the coaching calls, it should be, and you listen to other deals, like Daniel's deals, you will start recognizing patterns. And as you drive by multiple properties, you're like, oh, it looks like a building that Daniel bought. It looks like that Alexandra shopping center. And then you'll basically go after it and make it. So this building was on the market. I don't think it was a multiple offer situation. I think we bought it for $850. We spent $150,000 on it, small town. And it was a really good low basis. So 43,000 square feet for $1 million, a great deal. It's on the main of Princeton. We learned after closing that there's fixed extensions for Domino's. And I was like, why would they do that? Well, they were scared that they're going to leave. And so they gave them 20 years of leases. But we still created value and stuff. We sold for 1.95. I think investors and we, many deals I do with my partners, like my company. So Sean, Tammy, Brandon, anybody who wants to participate will participate. So we made money on it. And I think we made $800,000 to $1 million on this deal. This is a beautiful deal that Alexandra was kind enough to let me be part of. And I think it's worth about 6 to 7 million. We bought this thing for 2.5 million. It was on the market forever, stale listing, right? So stale listings, hot listings. I want you to recognize that. Let's create that framework, okay? Hot listings, sleep behind the wheel, you're never gonna get it. Hot listings are controlled by 5-10 agents in any town. And if you're not friends with them, they'll sell it to their friends. Stale listings, they sit there for years and you pass by them and say, oh, it's a dog, nobody wants it. But if you understand how to fix it, if you understand how to find tenants and stuff, Alexandra was kind enough to pay me $1 million to walk away, which I took. I didn't say, no.
He asked for it to walk away.
I needed to pay taxes. IRS, like, give me taxes. I'm like, oh, Alexandra, can you give me $1 million so I can pay? So she refinanced and paid me up. So I'm grateful. So this is the ladder that I wanted to kind of explain to you guys. That this is like how we work with our students, okay? The ultimate goal for me is to make every one of you guys into my partners. So there's a value in time access, and there is so I have elite partners. Elite partners are basically, I want everybody to become a partner. Now, elite partners I talk to on a regular basis. I work with them, and ultimately we make millions of dollars, and we can make this $50,000 from a deal or whatever. But the problem is, I can't have 250 elite partners because I don't have enough time to spend with them. It's like my time is committed there. So $50,000 is what I want to charge to make sure that you're pot committed, that you're not going to be screwing around and not like paying attention doing the homework. And I want as many partners as possible. And I want these partners to actually make $1 million or more, so then they stay long term. Otherwise, if they, I don't want to take getting money if they don't get any value. It's not how I'm wired. Second is investors. Elite investors is basically my capital partners, but I'm also teaching these people how to raise capital and scale their businesses. These people don't have as much time as elite partners because I don't partner with them, but I can see Dennis to be my elite partner because he can go and get 180 of his entrepreneur partners to bring money, and then you can basically disperse that money across the operators. You don't have to actually be an operator. You can be capital procurement guy, and you can take 10, 20%. We're actually doing a deal like that with another guy here, Tony, where he just brings the money, we secure the money with the property, with whatever, and then we get the deal done. The coaching is basic, $10,000 package, which for a year, I will spend 1 hour a week religiously, whether I'm in Cabo, whether I'm in Gran Cardone event, whether I'm sick. I'm going to be there and we're going to talk about deals. And some people say, well, you don't stop teaching me just the case studies. So I will do that. By the way, I want to welcome all the feedback. I'm not a good coach yet. I'm still learning, but my commitment is to get everybody to own a piece of commercial property, Brady. So I'm excited. I think before you came and now, and by the way, after the first deal, it goes like butter. Look, Alexandra, I mean, we did one deal, like, do another one? Another one? Yeah, let's go. So same thing with Daniel. Same thing with anybody else. And of course, we have these masterminds. We're going to try to host them every quarter. We're going to try to make sure that we not only inspire, excite, educate, bring people together, but really let people know that it's possible. I think the biggest thing that you will see now, Paul presented. Last time we had a bunch of, like Alexandra was presenting too. Alexandra was a school teacher. She was making a lot of money as a teacher, $35,000 or something. She's a multi-millionaire now. She has a better life than me. I work too much. It's like traveling. I watch pictures, baby. They have a beautiful baby. We have a baby the same age. We should get him to wrestle one day.
He's like 6 months older than mine.
Yeah? But yours is bigger. My guy is a very, very nice. I mean, it's just he's never going to fight anybody.
Mine will fight.
Oh, yeah?
He's tempting everybody.
All right. So mastermind is obviously what you have here. And so I want to, by the way, my two guys right there, if you want to talk to them and learn more about how this mastermind works, how many people in the room are in the mastermind already? Please raise your hands. Okay. So I hope you're getting value. And if you don't get any value, please stand up and say it right now so I know. Yeah. Okay. But these guys right here is basically support team. Timur Guli is big. Guli, get up too. Guli is, yeah, you guys are so beautiful. So this is my value add team. It's a new business. It's not really profitable business yet because it's a lot of goes, but it's a really good deal creation machine for me. And I'm telling you guys, I met one guy, just one guy, and I'm like, man, my Ontario problem is solved. And that guy is right there. What's your name again?
Martin Sobchak.
Mr. Sobchak right here will be our partner in Ontario. And he's going to will help us run that social, what's it called?
Make it happen.
Dude, I mean, I'm so excited. This is great. Yeah. So, if you guys have any questions, do you want to say anything?
So, if you want to join the group, it's now interview based.
Yeah, it's interview only. Yeah. So we don't just take everybody. Values are very important to us.
If you want to schedule interview with Rafik, please talk to me or Burban or Guli, and we'll schedule you a small interview with Rafik about the coaching program. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
We also have a one, like if you can see there's a form that you can fill up and we can come back to you. So everyone will have that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. A lot of people have these limiting beliefs. It's not going to happen for me. I'm not that kind of person. I don't work as hard. Money is evil. And that's okay. And that, yeah, good. Some people say that actually. Money is a root of all evil.
Yeah.
Do you think it grows on trees?
In America, yeah.
And then I meet this beautiful guy, Victor. Victor, get up. Victor's a house flipper for Chicago, man. I love this guy. So he is a value add guy, right? What does this guy do? First time I met him, he drives for 6 hours to meet with me unannounced. I'm at a jumping place, what's it called? Like trampoline place with my kids. My kids are running around like, hey, I came from Chicago to meet you. I'm like, dude, thank you, I'm honored, but guess what? I got kids and I got to go somewhere else. Dude, he drives all the way back to Chicago. I feel horrible. And I told him, hey, I like this Margolan guy. And this guy met me once. Just to give you the power of he's a cunning strategist. Cunning strategist. Like Nathan is like, man, why do you give Victor everything? All the best deals. Like, I don't know, man. He's the reciprocity principle. He buys me a first-class ticket to Kazakhstan. He pays for my whole $30,000 trip to do the the buggy tour. I'm like, dude, I gotta fucking hook him up, right? And so he's got this contract, and so I come back, everything's great. He calls me and he says, dude, I just put $80,000 on the auction site. I can't get money. I'm basically losing my $80,000. So I said, what do you need? He's like 650,000. I'm like, no problem. So I have some money in one of the bank accounts with Saul. So I said, hey, I'll give you the money, no problem. So we agreed to it. You can sit down, Victor. Thank you. Oh, you want to say something?
This is the first that you hoping to buy last year.
Yeah.
In April last year. So they bought over 825 all in. I got the offer actually today, 1.2 million cash.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. $400,000. Who wants to do 400,000? I wouldn't sell it if it makes 12 grand a month, but yeah, you know best. So how many deals have you done since?
7.
7 commercial deals. We give him a round of applause. He's you. He flipper. He flips. This is what he does, right? So he just flips and then he started doing it. And so on that deal, Saul was like, man, I don't think we can do it. Lend him the money. I'm a man of my word. I don't go back on my word. I'm like, Saul, I guarantee it. If he doesn't pay, I pay. So Nathan, where's Nathan here? Nathan's like, man, you're never going to see that money again. The deal sucks. I'm like, no, dude, the deal is good, but also the guy is good. And I bet on him and paid, and he did well. So anyway, we have partners on another deal that we bought for $800,000. We're going to sell it. It's closing in a couple of days. So in these relationships, when you build the relationships, and here's what I want to tell everybody. Somebody was asking me, what is your superpower? I was like, I have a lot of Achilles heels. I have a lot of problems. My superpower is probably commitment to my partner's success and integrity in delivering value. And so as long as you reciprocate, like Daniel has a chance right now, and he could screw me. He could spend 250 grand and it's cost him 100,000, right? I don't know. He's running the show. Alexander could have done that many times, but every deal is down payment on the next one. And then we did, 5, 7 deals, lots of deals. Sean, Paul, and we're brothers. We're sisters, brothers, sisters. Yeah. So family, we have a big family. It's all I'm saying is, as long as you're in tune with your values and as long as you're willing to contribute, as long as you think, what can I offer this community? It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And you might not find deals in Seattle. That's okay. Come to Champaign, Illinois. Come to Maryville, Indiana. We get them. So Nathan was like, what the hell? Why are you giving all this deal? What are they going to do? We did everything already. I'm like, no, man, they got to run the show. So it's a big family. So I'm excited. I think we'll do great. And I guess thank you for coming to the event. And is lunch here yet or no? Not here? Sure I can continue talking? By the way, let's talk questions. You guys have any questions? Like many of you guys, well, there's no deals. I'm telling you, there's more deals that you can find. Ara?
Why did you say you cannot find deals in Seattle?
No. I said no, not me. These guys are like, oh, it's Minnesota. You got deals in Seattle. No, I flew in there. We went to Sana. I'm like, dude, that deal. It's not listed. It's not at Craigslist. I'm like, did you find out about this one? Did you find out about this one? We were in Everett. There's deals everywhere. You just got to find the right deal in the right situation. I didn't say there's no deals. You guys said it. One of you guys, one of the Seattle people. And by the way, apartments. There's so many apartment deals. We have an apartment deal together, 45 units.
Been a lot of them.
Yeah, we have 2 of them.
We have quite a few apartment buildings.
Yeah. So my point is, apartments. You can do apartments too. I just don't want to mess with apartments. But hey, I want to buy 150 unit plus. Yes, sir.
May I make a compliment just a little bit off topic? One thing that really stands out in this session here, when you get your name tag, you turn it around, your name is on both sides. Every time I go to a mastermind, it's always one side, you flip over, you don't recognize the person. Thank you to the organizer.
Thank you, really. So anyhow, the deals are galore. You just gotta see it. You gotta understand it. How do you understand what the deal is? You gotta know. Well, how are you gonna know? You're gonna learn it yourself. Yeah, you can ChatGPT the shit out of it, but no, you gotta freaking. It takes experience, and so I know already. I'm gonna have hundreds of deals in Seattle because I got all these Seattle people. I know I'm gonna have a lot of deals in Florida. I love to go to Florida. Love to do deals. We have a deal right now that we are on the fence. Because we don't have Florida guys, dude, I got this. Oh, Marco.
Yes. About the deals. How do you know that the building is vacant because of bad management versus that you can get better and lower the vacancy to like it's just a bad location?
So first of all, in module 1, paragraph 3.5, I'm just kidding. Basically, demographics. You got to look at demographics. You got to look at incomes. You got to look at density. I don't ever want to buy it in cities of 10,000 people because of Mill Road. If Mill Road, I mean the Mill Road, the Mill, because there's no deal velocity. You sit there for days, and it's the worst thing to sit and not get tenants. We got there, but it's agony. 5 years. I've never done a 5-year deal where you don't make any money. We turn them in a year. So 100,000 people in a 5-mile radius is what one metric that I want to do. If it's less than 100,000, it's got to have really, really good compensating factors. Second, median household income has to be $80,000 or higher. Anything between $80,000 to $60,000 range, very, very, I want to have compensating factors. I don't want to touch anything under 60 anymore. I'm done. So tired of that stuff. And then for retail visibility, if you have anything with 20,000 cars going by or higher, then national tenants will come rent from you. Chipotle's and stuff, they have a minimum 18,000. Accessibility to the lot. If you have good visibility, but people can turn into it, not going to work. So there's layers and layers of complexity to this thing. But once you understand it, like I said, my main thing is to teach you a good deal from a not a good deal. A diamond from just this piece of stone, a piece of glass. Yes, Corey.
I'm going to ask a question exactly about that. What would you say the top 3 things if we're developing our toolkit here? What are the top 3 things?
Oh, I got more than 3 things. I have a whole hour presentation tomorrow on oops, I did it again. Please. And I lost 300,000 here, and I lost 250,000 here. I got one of those coming. So hold on to your seats. And again, I think every mistake I made was a really, like Ray Dalio says, pain plus reflection equals progress. And as long as you extract a gem, whether it's a bad partner, whether it's a snake you deal with, whether it's a property in a really, really bad area or the town is shrinking, I made those mistakes. You don't have to. And the other thing is, the biggest thing that happens to many of us is ego. You keep winning, and then you're like, oh, you're invincible, and you get your rear handed back to you, and you're like, oh shit, I should listen. So I don't even want to make decisions myself anymore. As much as I know a lot, I don't know. So there's no bound to your ignorance is limitless. What you know is such a small fraction of everything there is to know. And so I want to make decisions like a board would. Like, well, who's on my board? Well, Paul is on my board. Alexandra might be on my board. Greg might be on my board. And I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And so I collect opinions. And if out of 10 people say, you know what, this is a good one, most likely it's going to be a win. And so we have 90 days of due diligence to go through it. And we kill deals all the time. And the way we don't even kill deals, we say, look, we don't want to buy this property because X, Y, Z, but if you give us $500,000 off, we'll do it. And so most of the time, we get it at a deeper discount. And so there's a lot, like these deals are made in negotiations. Deals are made in the structuring. As long as you recognize a problem, 50% vacancy, land lease that ends in 10 years, and there's myriads of problems that this real estate has, as long as you, like in environmental issues. And so as long as you know that there's a problem, then we can go and find a solution. And right now with ChatGPT, you can find solutions quicker. Then you basically apply for a job, so to speak, with a seller, with a lender, with the partner, with the investor, and say, look, if you trust me with ownership of this building, if you trust me with management and construction, whatever, I'll do my best to unlock value, and then we'll share it all in a positive way. And then as we do this right together, if the deal is down payment on the next one, your job is not to make all the money on the first deal. I'll tell you guys a secret. Listen to this. Your job is not to make all the money on the first deal. Your job is to get the clients, the investor, the seller to like you so much that you did everything correctly, that you're, in Russian they say krasavchik. How do you say it in English?
Krasavchik.
Krasavchik. It's like a beautiful guy.
Yeah.
And then they'll double down with you. They'll go the distance with you, you know? And so that's how we do it. That's a secret. Any more questions?
Investor, you use up to refinance. After that, you're going to pay them just the profit, or you're going to give them a top?
So here's a secret. Don't tell nobody. So with many times, it all depends on the investor's preferences, right? It depends on the deals. But many times, like right now, I told Andre, this is a question for you. We promised 15% return. And I said, Andre, if you want 20, I can give you 20 and cash you out. But if you want to stay in the deal, we can't refinance all the money right now. So I can give you, he's got 215 in the deal. I said, I can give you about 170 back today. And we'll give you, you could keep a percentage of the ownership. Or we'll give you 320, you cash it out, we can put another deal. Your choice. The good thing is, we always have deals going on. So if he puts money and takes it back, he can always redeploy it. And on average, if he makes 15 to 20% annualized, there's a short-term risk with each property and there's a long-term risk with the property. Short-term risk is you bought it low, you fixed it, you sold it. That's the best type of risk because it's short-term and investors come in with 300, 500,000 and they get their money back. 15% on a short-term basis is a really good return. Most apartment guys, they'll take your money for 10 years. They'll say, well, they'll give you 15% IRR, but your actual cash-on-cash return is like 5 to 6%. If you're lucky. And then you're basically at the mercy of the interest rates and what if you're in the midst of the depression. So I believe our investments are better for that reason because we get in and get out. But if the investors stay in the deal, their actual return becomes unlimited. Because after they receive their principal and they keep getting cash flow, then their IRR increases because the investment is returned. So many of our deals have investors. Like in this one, I have Konstantin is still my investor. He owns 25%, and he keeps getting cash flow. So he's a raving fan investor now. And some people just want to have liquidity and come in and come out.
Usually, if you keep property for 3, 5, 10 years, so if you have some.
So this property has been 10 years. I'm kicking myself for having sold. I don't want to sell. I'm getting older now, right? Buying the right properties. And now if you're selling it to a partner, like I'm happy to sell her because she's, never to sell it. It's a great asset. But I'm sort of a accumulate wealth and hold it. And because every building like embodies your energy. And then we develop relationships with these tenants. And there's so much value in these relationships because they stay long term. Now you sold it, you paid the broker a fee, right? Like a commission, you paid IRS, you paid state, and you essentially get 50% almost of what you make. It's so expensive to keep selling. So my long-term outlook, notwithstanding AI disruptions, which this is what kind of scares me, but I'm kind of watching it. Like Champagne deal we're buying, but Grant Cardone gets on stage and says, oh, these small towns with colleges are going to be all decimated because nobody's going to go to college. So if I'm buying Champagne for $4 million, I want to get out of it at $8 million in 2 years. So what do you think about that, Shank? Do you think Champagne has a university disappear because of AI and is going to destroy the city? So we got 2 years. But then there's universal basic income. There's a lot of other things that's going to show up. And I think the economy is going to go. So it's hard to predict. But well-located real estate, I think, hopefully will not be disrupted by AI. And I think the people need to get together. So you can't even trust anything on the phone anymore. Is this Trump wearing bikini or is it what is it? And so you almost want to say, I want to touch this guy. So I think these communities are going to be more, people want to get together. So office hopefully will work as a result because people don't want to do everything from their, they get depressed being at home all the time. They got a few people. Any more questions? Yes.
Tell about your coaching program.
The coaching program. So the idea about the coaching came up because, first of all, I've been coaching without systematically for 20 years now. But now, I thought if we can take it to a national level, having 3 avatars. Avatar number 1 is agents or deal procurement specialists. Where's my wholesaler young lady? So wholesalers are really awesome because they already do it on residential, yes. And then there's realtors. What realtors do? They knock on doors, they find deals. If I educate a lot of realtors, brokers on how to find deals, they will basically bring a lot of deals. And the only thing I really got to figure out is money. So now my role is only going to be capital procurement and controls to make sure we don't lose our asses on that money. Because if I bring it from Ruskies, they'll shoot me, they'll kill me, right? Dennis? So we're not going to 50% LTV. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? So we are basically creating a YouTube channel in Russian because we realize there's a lot of demand for investment real estate that generates cash flow. Because people are, these poor Ruskies and Ukrainians and all these other people go to Dubai, buy a condo for $500,000. Next day, if you want to sell it, you're lucky to get $350 out of it. I'm like, we invest in Dubai. I'm like, what the hell kind of investment is that? Oh, it's a good, long term, it's going to make money. I'm like, what the?
Your run is coming up.
Oh.
Your run is coming up.
Well, no, I don't even know. I'm not talking about Iran. It's the basis. So I was at Margolan's thing, and all these guys are buying, and they were like in the room selling, peddling these. And so I'm like, all right, let's go. So we go, very fancy building. Rustam was with me, and they give us coffee and tea. Oh, look at this, and look at this. And they're basically selling bullshit. I was like, what? You give them money, they build it in 3 years, you prepay, there's no interest, and they sell you something for $500,000, and they're like, well, by the time in 3 years, it's going to be worth $500,000. And it's not always the case. So I said, dude, you guys should invest in real estate. You invest money with me, you make cash flow, literally cash flow. To continue on that. Okay, so now I got the agents of finding deals. I need to find capital, which we have 2 funds, equity and debt fund, and we are doing deals through funds. And then all I got to do is educate my Jason Lees and Victor's and anybody who flips houses to do commercial real estate, and boom, it's a trifecta. It's perfect. Agents find deals, they give it to you, you do the work, we got the money, and make sure that everybody gets, every deal is down payment on the next one, and it'll be the best ecosystem for deals. And of course, we have a guy with $250 million sitting right there, like, man, look at these customers. I want to give them all my money. Kevin is the owner of Pine Financial. For those of you who don't know him, he's a rock star. He flew in specifically for this event. Thank you. And Kevin is one of the investors and the lender. Cool. Thank you very much, by the way. I appreciate it.